Hi and good morning everyone. Today we from Group 10 will present and discuss a serious and growing problem, investment scams. We will dive into the introduction of investment scam, exploring their common characteristic and the reason why even educated working class people can fall victim to these schemes. To illustrate the real world impact of investment scam, we will then examine a case study of Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme. Investment scam are fraudulent scheme designed to trick individuals into investing money under false pretenses. They typically involve promise of high return with little or no risk, along with high pressure sales tactics and complex strategies. This scam can take many forms. Some involve investment that do not even exist. Some involve with legitimate investment, but the money you give to the scammer goes elsewhere. There are several common red flags that may indicate an investment scam. These include high return with little or no risk, high pressure sales tactic, secrecy and exclusivity, complex or confusing explanation, and the last one is reluctance to provide information or answer questions. So, who are the victims of this scam? Unfortunately, it can be anyone. Even educated working class people also can fall prey to investment scam. This is because scammers often exploit common desires such as the desire for financial security. They also rely on our trust in authority figures such as LHDN and policemen. In today's fast-paced world, many people have limited time to conduct the due diligence, which makes them more vulnerable to these scams. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably a scam.
From 3 case studies, we chose the Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme for its impact and insights into financial fraud. Bernie Madoff was the founder of Bernard Madoff Investment Securities, and he promised consistent high returns to investors. And that's when he started making bad trades and he lost a significant amount of money. And when that happened, he didn't want to take accountability to the money that he lost, and he started covering it up with fake trades. I'm just going to briefly explain how this Ponzi scheme worked. So he used the feeder fund system and he falsified financial statements. There was no actual trading that took place, and the money was redistributed among investors. His scale of fraud estimated loss at $65 billion, including fake profit. This was one of the largest Ponzi scheme in history. The impact on his investors lost life savings and retirement funds. Charities and major institutions face damaged reputations and legal battles to recover a portion of their funds. The scandal caused clients to lose trust in the financial system.
No real investment behind the scam. His own son, Mark and Andrew Madoff, grew suspicious of their father's operations. In December 2008, they reported him to the authorities, triggering a full investigation. Shortly after, Madoff was arrested by the FBI. The scam has lasted decades was finally exposed, leaving thousands of victims devastated. Madoff was sentenced to 150 years in prison for his crime. His arrest served as a cautionary tale of the danger of unchecked greed and fraud in financial world.
The first reason why educated people can fall into investment scam is overconfident bias. Overconfident victims may have rationalized this anomaly by attributing it to Madoff expertise or special knowledge rather than scrutinizing the actual operation. Furthermore, they are more focused on the positive testimonials and consistent returns while ignoring the inconsistency. And they also believe the investment carried minimal risk since Madoff had a proven track record on the investment decision.
How did Bernie Madoff's massive Ponzi scheme remain undetected for so long? The answer lies in troubling lack of regulatory oversight. First, Madoff's investment advisory business wasn't registered with the SEC, allowing him to avoid routine audits and disclosures. Second, his team fabricated thousands of compliant documents to mislead auditors during investigations. Third, despite clear red flags in financial statements, the SEC accepted Madoff's falsified reports without deeper scrutiny. Next, between 2004 and 2006, five SEC audits were conducted, fueled by allegations of illegal practices but not exposed to fraud. And finally, the SEC's limited resources and expertise made it easy for Madoff, a regulatory insider, to exploit systemic weaknesses. And actually, Madoff's scheme revealed a critical gaps in oversight regulatory and gave us an expensive lesson in regulatory failure.
Reason number three is herd mentality. Herd mentality led educated investors to trust Bernie Madoff's scheme because they saw respected institutions and peers investing, which created a false sense of security. The fear of missing out on an exclusive opportunity and the assumptions that the others had conducted due diligence made them ignore warning signs and follow the crowd. Why herd mentality happens is because number one, social proof, seeing respected institutions and their peers investing instills confidence, making the scheme appear more legitimate. Number two is fear of exclusion. Missing out on an exclusive opportunity really pressures individuals to conform. And number three is groupthink. Investors ignore red flags to align with group decision, assuming others had done their due diligence.
Now we will discuss on how to solve reason number 1, which is overconfidence bias. Firstly is by having a financial literacy. This is to educate investors on common investment strategies and the risks involved, and also to promote awareness of cognitive biases and fraud tactics. Secondly is for investment managers and firms to have regular audit and transparency. They need to enforce independent audits and public disclosure of performance metric. They also require the third-party oversight to ensure checks and balance. Last but not least is for regulator to mandate education and certification, such as required financial professional to undergo ethical training on cognitive biases.
The first solution to address the problem of lack of regulatory oversight is stronger framework, where it requires all investment advisors to register and maintain transparent record. Next is to improve audit by conduct regular and random audits supported by independent oversight bodies to prevent fraud. Also, technology integrations by using artificial intelligence AI, data analytics, and blockchain to detect irregularities and ensure transparency in financial transactions. Last but not least is to enhance resources by increasing funding, hire skilled professionals, and provide training for regulators to improve fraud detections.
Thank you, Yasmin. Moving on to the next crucial step, which is to conduct independent due diligence. Don't rely on the reputation of others. Research the investment thoroughly. Verify the fund's registration with regulators, review its audited financial statements, and ensure the returns align with market realities. Also, make sure to stay educated and skeptical. Learn to recognize common fraud tactics like Ponzi schemes. Always ask tough questions. How are returns generated? Who audits the fund? If something feels too good to be true, trust your instincts and walk away. Finally, report suspicious activities. If you suspect fraudulent behavior, act quickly. Notify regulatory authorities, law enforcement, or industry organizations. By reporting concerns, you not only protect yourself but warn others. Stay informed and vigilant. Your financial security depends on it. Now, I'll hand it over to Faiz to wrap up our presentation. Thank you.
Last but not least is the conclusion. We have come out with two conclusions to take away. The first one is vigilance is the key to avoid investment scam, and the second one is strengthening oversight and investors awareness. Investment scam are, as per Bernie Madoff's scheme, emphasize the importance of being skepticism when evaluating the financial opportunities, or maybe we can do a financial due diligence so that we can recognize the red flags. Investment scam basically are too good to be true when it promises of high returns with the minimal risk, lack of transparency, and high pressure tactics in that investment. Strengthening oversight and investors' awareness is a must when the collapse of Madoff's schemes highlights systematic failures, including inadequate regulatory oversight and mentality among investors. To conclude, in avoiding investment scam requires skepticism, thought, recognizing red flags, in verifying authenticity. Thank you.